All right, so these are Sunday orders. There's actually a lot more to get to than I had thought. I went out a handful of times, pretty much the whole day, off and on. So let's get to this. Log on. I forget what time. Somewhere around 8:49. Because at 8:49, I got this 570, 4.5 miles. Angelina's Coffee Company. No, we're not going to do that for sure. Crap order. At this point, I'm not really caring about acceptance rate too much because it's super low, and just kind of having fun with it. So we did not do that. 1 minute later, I get the Stella's 595, 2.7 miles. It's really not. I don't know why the map would take me. That's straight. It's not 2.7 miles. I'll tell you that. But it was also good to see her. I saw her on the golf course the other day on hole number 11, like right there. That right there. And then I saw her cart, and she was outside, and I'm like, April. So it was cool to see her and rap with her. She also moved to a new spot, and she was bumping. I was worried about it, but man, no, it was too much. She was too many customers. She was slammed, so I knew that would be a long while. Delivered that by 9:04 wasn't going to happen, but in the meantime, while I was there, I got this add-on 409 McDonald's, additional zero point 0.4 miles. So even though it's a little far away, I just decided to go and do this before I jumped task and delivered this. So delivered that one by 9:11. I had to cut out his name, but we got there on time. I promise you. A $2 base and 209 a tip. So it was obviously a McDelivery, a McDonald's app order, most likely. But ended up delivering the Stellas at what time? 9:13. That was nowhere near on time, but it doesn't really matter. Finally did that, so okay start, I guess, to the morning. Right away, I get this 1010 for 3.7 miles, Upright Coffee and Prineville Coffee. So we'll do that. Kind of wonky, but everything was pretty much ready. Prineville Coffee Company has new drink carriers. They actually sucked. I thought they were great at first, and then there's no way they're going to hold drinks, so you still have an issue with drinks. I do anyway. But deliver that by 9:31. I got there at 9:31, so at least it was on time. 350 tip and 225 tip. A 435 base. It's not bad. So not a good start to the morning financially or money wise, but it gets a little bit better, I guess. But so 3 minutes later, 3:15 for 3.2 miles Pizza Hut. No. So yeah, I'm gonna decline that. I'm down to 61% at this point in time. But right away, I get the 685, 1.9 miles. Raise. I was right by Raise too. 7 items. Borderline, but doable. I did it. It was also a pain in the ass. Had to see the butcher and get 2 different cuts of meat, have him wrap it, and also had an issue with Pepsi bottles. 1.25 liter versus 1 liter. Just a pain in the ass. It's amazing people can even stay pro shopper in this area. I'll be honest with you, but delivered by 9:56. I got there at 10, yeah. I had to wait for guy to cut meat, basically. So 450 tips, not bad. 285 base pay DoorDash is fucking ridiculous. It's horrible. But anyway, it's 10 o'clock right now. 9 minutes later, 650, 2.8 miles. Raise 1 item alcohol. I'll do this. She ended up texting me on the way there. I didn't get it till later. Hey, can you get me a different brand of beer? And I'm glad I didn't see it. I saw her. She was nice when I delivered it, and she didn't mention it. I saw it after the delivery, but delivered by 10:25, got there at 10:21. 450 tip 2, also good. Base pay $2, not good. For a grocery order, 7-Eleven. Anyway, not keen on the grocery stuff, but I have figured something out in the future, and I'll go over that in future videos. But let's get through these because there's more coming. 6 minutes later, 470, 1.4 miles, Angelina's Coffee. At this point, I had a pretty decent weekend. I'm it's only 1.4 miles. This seemed like the longest 1.4 miles ever. I don't know why. Maybe because I was kind of done for the day, I felt, but I'll do that. Delivered by 10:38, got there at 10:36. $2 tip, yeah, 270 base pay. I think it was pretty much 270 all day for the normal places. And yeah, we ended that dash 2.5 hours for $38. So it wasn't a really good Sunday so far. It gets a little bit better later, but So I broke down the numbers here. I thought I was done for the day, but I do end up going back out. But let's just call this a breakdown of the weekend because there's some, a lot of sitting at home and stuff later in the day, and some weird things happen. But 38.69 on that first dash, on the only dash actually. 16 dash pay, 22 customer tips, 2.5 hours, yeah, but 7 deliveries. Yeah, it seemed a lot of wait times too, but it only broke down to just over $15 an hour. I did take mileage today. It was 19 miles to do all that, so still $2 a mile. I guess so that part's not that bad. And then I did break down like the end of the week. I thought it was going to be 305. It ends up being more, but DoorDash pay 121, DoorDash tips 183. Pretty good ratio actually there. Dash time 1743. Most of that was real dashing too. 48 deliveries, so that doesn't even matter anymore because my completion rate has been obliterated because of the restrictions that DoorDash has put on me basically. But active over half the time, well over half the time. Still broke down to $17 at this point in time. It does get a little better on the day later, but that's basically the breakdown. And then my ratings, yeah. So at this time I was at 61% acceptance rate, completion 97. At least I have a couple unassigned to burn, and on time rate. I could actually change that, but I'm not going to. It's about to cycle through. Crazy Top mentioned you could probably exclude that, but in about 5 or 6 more deliveries, that's going to cycle through anyway. And good memory of how Uber can affect your DoorDash rating sometimes. So 11:11. I didn't get. So I just decided to dash. It's 3:27 now. I'm at home. Decided to dash from home. So I get this 270, 1.5 miles, McDonald's. Now, there's no tip here. I go to McDonald's. I get there, and I'm able to unassign with no effect to my completion rate. But at this point, I have some technical issues, or technically I have an issue. Whichever way you want to phrase that, you guys can. I'll leave that up to you. But that issue, that was at 3:43. That issue was resolved at 4:08. That's 41 minutes later. So that's a long time to not make any money. It's also a long time to not have your food delivered. So that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Let's move on though. I was back home at 4:24. No offers. Ray's food place is the only thing on the map. I stay on. At this point, I'm messing with DoorDash. I'm like, hey, you want to feed me some crap, grocery orders because I can't opt out? Do it. But ended up, so 4:24 now. 4 minutes later, I get this Dairy Queen, 5:45, 1.5 miles, delivered by 4:40. We'll do that one. Got there at 4:38. 275 tip, 270 base pay, which was the theme of the day. Right away. Was that right away? Yeah. 570, get 2.3 miles, Nomads Pizza. It's kind of on the way home. But so I get to Nomads, actually, and it's the guy, the owner's kid is there. And he's like, no, I've been off DoorDash for, I'm like, are you closed? He's like, no, but I've been off DoorDash for an hour. I'm like, well, I got this order, So he logs in, and I didn't really want to do this order. To be honest, I wanted to kind of go back home and just hang there and see if I get better orders. But so he got on, he canceled the order, and then it disappeared on my app. So in a way, I was pretty cool with that. So it's 4:38. Well, it's not 4:38. It took me a while to get to the food cart, but pretty much right away, yeah, 4:45. I get this 870, 6.1 miles Dairy Queen. No, we're not going to do that. Let's move on from that. 1 minute later, 6:45, 3 miles, taco time. I thought it was a different taco place, but I took this one and run over there and kind of run back. And but it was taco time. They were actually ready. The bag was kind of hidden, but I figured it out. But delivered by 5 on that one. Got there 4:59, 375 tip. 270 base pay. It's pretty good actually. So 6:45 on that one. It's almost 5. Or right away, I get 695, 3.3 miles. Wild catch, for sure they're going to be late, but for sure they were not. And actually, the person was nice there this time, the lady. She must be the owner. I wish she was there all the time because not the friendliest place to visit, but on time and friendly. So delivered by 5:13. Yeah, I got there at 5:10. 425 tip. Yeah, 270 base still. So getting a little better in the afternoon here. Right away, 1 minute later, 695, 2.6 miles, McDonald's. We'll do that one. Why not? I'm not even close to McDonald's, really. Hopefully that's ready. Delivered by 5:24. Yeah, got there at 5:20. So $5 tip and 270. So it was actually 770. Was that the offer? I mean, it was a little more. So pretty good little hour there. Kind of made up for the morning, or not made up for it, but the morning, the evening is much better so far. So it's 5:20. Apparently I end my dash. This is my Sunday is my Monday. Sunday is my Saturday, and today it's Monday. I'm doing this video. It's kind of like my Sunday. So just want to kind of relax. So it's 5:22. So I do kick it at home. I think I mow my lawn. Oh, I did mow my lawn. Then I hop back on, and my lawn looks kick-ass too, by the way. A neighbor drove by and said, your lawn looks great. Actually, I irrigate myself. I just pop the solenoid and turn on, because they don't water enough here. So that has a lot to do with it, and I mow it a lot. So I guess the owner of the place is going to come by and take pictures of my place later, maybe for a brochure or something. So that's awesome. That makes me feel good. And it did look good this morning, man. When I woke up, I was like, wow, it's beautiful. But so 6:41 now. $4, 3 miles, raise, 3 items. No, we're not going to do this, but I did want to look at the items. The best part is, yeah, drinking water. I love that. $4. I don't know what the tip is. I'm assuming $2 maybe or less. But yeah, 24 case of water. God, I hate that. Especially when you're like up 3 flights of stairs, and then they order like 12 packs of sodas or whatever. There's a guy in town that does that. This was not that, but that's an easy decline, even for a much bigger tip. And then some ice cream. So we didn't do that one. So we're down to 62%. Must have gained a couple throughout the day. And then 8:01. This is at night. So I was kind of bored. Obviously, I have way too much time on my hands. So I just wanted to kind of mess with DoorDash at this point, because my acceptance rate is so low. Like, who cares? I'm not even trying to get that back to 70. It's not going to happen. And I can basically get on and dash in a roundabout way anytime I want. So, but this was 470, 1.4 miles. So I went to McDonald's, deliver that by 8:11. So I get there, and it's a new kind of group of dashers. You know, they must dash, maybe not every night, but newer people. One guy I knew, he's kind of, you know, I'm a taller guy, and I don't have like short man's envy or whatever, but. And I love all people, but he's like a gnome. He's like he bothers me so much, and he's always like in the way, and I see him later on in the night too, but he's there, and I'm just like, ugh. Anyway, so 8:01 delivered by 8:11. Yeah, I got there at 8:20. That's another thing about the nighttime here, especially nighttime and weekend, the wait times. I mean, I was getting orders right away. But when I go to McDonald's, I'll be like, great, but you wait so long, you know. So anyway, it's $2 tip only, $2.70, but you know that. It's $4.70, so you kind of know that. But that was way late. But then right away I get this $3, 1.8 miles, 7-Eleven alcohol. No, we're not going to do that. So, and down to 61% now, so that kind of is what it is. But right away, get this 760, 5.1 miles, Taco Bell, and 7-Eleven. They've been doing this, and you guys a lot of you have commented on this, the same thing's happening to you. They just stacked this order I declined right onto that. So, principle alone, I'm going to start declining these. So, I did. Then right away, though, I get 1140, 6.4 miles. I'm not even sure that would really be 6.4 miles. I just didn't do this one. I mean, I just didn't do it. So it's 8:22. 1 minute. Well, no, 1 minute later. Yeah, except my acceptance rate is down to 60%, and looking pretty close to the 50s, which I predicted recently. But right away, I get this 520 high-paying silver status offer. 1 mile. That is pretty high-paying, I guess. And you know it's a 250 tip here. Delivered by 8:32. 8:33. That's not a bad weight, and it was 250 tip, 270 base, and ended that dash. Oh no, that dash just ended because I just logged dash now and didn't even schedule. I just said dash. Let's go see what we got. So I get right back on, and right away I get another 520, 1.7 miles McDonald's. Cool. I'm getting orders, but the wait times are rough, at the restaurant. So delivered by 8:47 on this one, or 8:46, and then I got there a couple minutes early. So 250 tip as expected, 270 base still. Right away, get another McDonald's, 470, 2.1 miles, which I was I know the map doesn't show it, but I'm not really close, so I run back to McDonald's, and it's kind of fun to go back there and be like, yeah, I mean, I'm here, not staking my claim, but I don't know, I was just kind of having fun. And every time, I don't know. Anyway, I went back to McDonald's, delivered by 8:56. Yeah, 9:03. That one was not on time. You knew it was a $2 tip there. So at this point, I'm like, man, I'm okay. You're having fun, but not really. Let's go home. But I was kind of energized. I was feeling pretty good actually. So we ended that dash. Not good in the evening. The wait times kill me. If it wasn't for the wait times, you'd probably make a lot of money at night here, or at least on Sunday night or the weekends. But doesn't really happen. So I don't know how these guys do it at night and on the weekends if you're hawking McDonald's too much. But so 9:16. I'm at home for an hour. Man, I never turn Uber off. It's not that I plan on leaving it on, but I just don't turn it off. I got this offer. It's funny. Anyway, I'll get to this really quick. But 1360, 3.2 miles, Pizza Hut. It's not that bad, but it's like 1017. I got my slippers on. I'm kind of kicking in. I'm like, nah. Anyway, they'll come back with another offer. So this is total riverboat Uber gambling, like Jersey Gold says. But I mean, even then, I'm like not really interested in doing this. It would take a lot. So, but about 5 or 6 minutes later, they up it to $1.01 to 14.61. It's like, yeah, no. So we declined that one. 5 minutes later, though, a request comes in. It's 17. It's starting to get a little more interesting, but I still decline this. I'm just like, like I said, I have slippers on. I'm still feeling good and not really going to sleep anytime soon. So I declined this one, too. And I'm like, there's got to be done. There's got to be another driver out there. But actually, I looked at it long, and it said no longer available. I'm like, no skin off my back. So... But, 15 minutes later, they come back with 22.05. It's 3.2 miles. It's Pizza Hut. I've been to Pizza Hut before on an Uber delivery, and it's not as long a wait as if you are have a DoorDash delivery. But, so sure as shit, I get to Pizza Hut, and that gnome douchebag driver is there. Not only that, he's like outside. There's only 2 cars in the parking lot. It's like a plaza, but everything is closed except for Pizza Hut. He's out there smoking a cigarette, listening to his country music, and just annoying. I didn't make eye contact at all, but I went inside. I'm like, hey, do you have an Uber order? And she's like, yeah, so-and-so. I'm like, how long? And she's like, about 4 minutes. I was like, wow, okay. That's fantastic. I just go sit in my car for about 3 minutes. She comes, I could see her through the window, put it in the hot box. And I just run in. But at this time, the guy walks into the store. He's still waiting for his, DoorDash order, which doesn't surprise me. And I just walk in and I just open the hot box, and she's like, yeah, no, go ahead. Cool. I'm like, thank you. Have a good night. And you could tell that guy I wouldn't say he was fuming, but he's like, what is going on here? So, anyway, I don't think he knew that it was an Uber order, because when I asked her, I was inside. And so he might have thought that was a DoorDash order that I got before him. So he wasn't happy anyway. So we did deliver this. I don't even really know what time. On the way there, actually, I got this plus 509, 7-Eleven, probably most likely an alcohol order. I had a friend in town do one of these for Uber. She had to call support. She's like, they're rough. So I don't know. Anyway, I didn't want to do this, even if they upped this one, no matter what. I'm done at this point. So, later on the way home, I think from that delivery, the Uber, I got that there pretty quickly, and then I was like, on the way home, I'll just see what's out there for DoorDash. Just decline it if it's, I'm not in a I'm not in a pinch to make money. I just want to see what they got and kind of mess with them. But they wouldn't even let me on. This time slot is no longer available. The schedule, it's like, well, it's very busy. Can I, just kept doing that. And I'm like, that's enough. So I did go home, was winding down. Actually stayed up pretty late last night. And later in the night, I did, right before bed, actually, I did get paid $22.05 as a $3 tip. And DoorDash paid me, Uber paid me the rest. 18-minute delivery, 3.5 miles. It's good enough. So now in the week for DoorDash, we ended up making $351. Oh yeah, another interesting story about I left Uber on again overnight. So in the middle of the night, I heard, it kind of sounds like my alarm clock, but I heard I got an Uber offer. I didn't even wake up or screenshot. I just let it go. But yeah, I got to be a little better at maybe turning Uber off. But so DoorDash on the week was $351.55. 143 dash pay and 208 tips. That's a pretty good ratio. 22 hours. That kind of got skewed by the end of the day here from me being at home, but who cares? We'll crunch the numbers. 56 deliveries for kind of like, I wouldn't say part-time because that is technically 22 hours, but it is part-time. But and 65 for Uber for 3 trips. So on the week, just side gigging, made over $400. And if you call it 22 hours or so, $18 an hour, then plus my job. So it's kind of a good week. And in a way, I had a bad Saturday, but in a way I did enjoy gig driving. So, and the stats at the end of the week, Uber-wise, 62% acceptance rate, 98 completion, so I have some to burn there, I guess, if I need, but not sure that matters anymore with my acceptance rate being so low. So silver to stay for a while. One thing I did notice I forgot about, I have platinum passes. So at some point I'll have to try one of those just for the content to see like how that works, or I don't know. So that might be coming this week. Might as well try it out. I got 3 of them. So anyway, hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Hope you guys are starting off your week good. And definitely enjoy every day of life, man. Life is short sometimes. So you guys take care. Peace out.